Hey guys, so we're going to start a new series on concepts that you must know on piano, or at least I think that you should know. We're going to do a couple of videos, maybe like 4 videos, and in this one we're going to talk about melody or the importance of melody. We're going to be talking about simple voicings. We're going to be talking about...
I don't mean to cut you off here. Let's just give them one. Let's just give them one at a time.
Okay, so
you might wonder what am I doing here? I'm just sitting here awkwardly. Let's go ahead and
start with the first one.
Yeah, let's start with the first one. Then we'll let you know what the second one is gonna be.
All right.
Relax, brother.
All right, so the first one I said was the importance of melody.
Again, I don't mean to cut you off again. So what you told me earlier, we're gonna start off simple, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna start off easy, simplest method, then from there we'll work our way up to more complicated things, but still easy actually.
Yeah, stuff you could probably start applying on Sunday. So the first one that I was saying is the importance of melody. So if we take a song like the anthem, I think it's like popular, so if I keep that same melody on top, it opens up for me to do other voicings like another example I can give would be like Alpha and Omega, where they do using that same melody. So even though you're changing like the progressions or the routes, by keeping the melody on top, you're able to kind of explore different options. So that's pretty simple, but you should be following the melody.
Follow the melody.
Follow the melody.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that was pretty self-explanatory there.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch to number 2. What's the number 2 must know?
The second one was simple voicings. That's what I call it. I guess there's no name for it, but basically what those are, they're dyads, which are 2-note chords, which you just use the root, and then you're using the third. That's giving the property of that.
So you're playing in you were playing in the key of D.
Indeed. Yeah.
So the dyad will be what? So
it applies in any. It doesn't matter what chord it is. So like if I'm doing G, a dyad would just be the 1 and the 3. If I'm doing D, 1 and the 3. So you're getting these structures.
Okay. So let's stick to what you were playing right now. So you were playing the anthem.
Yeah.
So how would you? What's a dyad
like,
in that song? I mean, obviously you're not gonna play as like na na.
Yeah.
Like.
So the concept with dyads, or what I'm trying to explain with dyads, is dyads would be more like. Like if I want to move around.
Gotcha. So it's not necessarily like 2 notes, right? Like,
yeah, I'm not replacing a chord with it. I'm using it kind of to flow, because
spreading them out.
Yeah, because a lot of times I see pianists just kind of always trying to do big, like always trying to fill up the chords, and they don't understand like the importance of just.
All right, so give us a little something. Again, same song. Give us a little something like playing it and then just throwing some little dyads there. That way, people
just an example. These are like popular ones that I've heard. Some of my favorite like musicians do. Like Leonard Ray does this a lot when he's flowing. If you guys kind of hear him, he'll do this progression a lot with those kind of chords. Or I love like Alan Merville's approach. So they mess with the melodies. So you could, there's not really like I was saying, you don't replace chords with it. You're not replacing chords with dyads. You're just using them kind of to move around. And later on, after I explain all the concepts, I'm going to show how I'm incorporating these type of voicings with chords and these other voicings we're about to talk about. Now, instead of just taking 2 notes and moving around, we're going to take a triad, and we're just going to drop the middle note of that chord. So, for example, if I'm in D and I go to the second inversion, so I got my root first, second inversion, and I drop the middle note, I get an open voicing. So kind of something to exercise these open voicings would be kind of doing like the 1 chord. I'm doing the 4 chord. And then the 5 chord. And kind of just practice going down, practice going up. And this is going to help you along with the dyads to, and again, I'll demonstrate some examples, but when you're trying to follow melodies or you're trying to follow a singer, like naturally, it's kind of weird, like naturally your hands are going to kind of just follow all these melodies, but by learning these kind of open voicings.
All right, so that was the third method, which is the triad.
The open voicings.
I see what you did there. So melody, dyads,
the dyads,
and then
this is
the
open
triads.
Voicing, yeah.
Open voicing.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, but that's important. Again, as an exercise, you should be able to go up and come down.
Honestly, it looks so simple, and it is. Yeah. I guess it's just a matter of practicing. That way you could get it down. It looks simple, but it actually sounds pretty nice. Like it's.
Yeah, I got that a lot from. I always like to say who I got stuff from because just in case you want to hear them.
Nah, bro, just take credit.
No, Bart Orr does this a lot. His favorite key is B. Or at least he really likes B, and he really does a lot of that stuff. Like he'll do a lot of those type of movements, just to kind of get around like in different progressions. But yeah, so that was the second type of voicing. So the last one that you should know is drop 2 voicings.
Drop what?
Drop 2 voicings. So drop 2 voicings are in jazz. They consist of 4 notes. Which would be like if I take a G major 7, I have my root, I have my the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. You'll take the second highest note, so in this case it would be D, and you drop it down to create a drop 2 voicing. So again, drop 2, taking the second highest note of a 4-note chord and dropping it down.
I thought you were gonna say like a drop 2. My mind automatically say, okay, well,
drop the 2.
Drop the 2.
Yeah, no, it would be dropping the second highest note, and it doesn't matter the inversion. So I could take the same chord, and I can use that same concept. Doesn't matter what chord it is. You don't even have to know like what chord this is, but what note would I drop? I would drop in this case the D. If I'm here. It doesn't matter the type of voicing that it is. I'm dropping the second highest note of that chord down, and it gives a unique sound in jazz. But the way that you incorporate it in worship is kind of what I was saying back in like the dyads, is incorporating all 3 of them to kind of give you your own sound or a better sound like for worship. So I could start off with dyads, open voicings, drop 2. And I just literally just build my way up by doing those 3 concepts for talk music or for a song. So again, just to kind of demonstrate that, dyads, open voicings, drop 2, open voicings, and it kind of gives you a really nice feel a really nice kind of like different approach to talk music or worship. So I really like to do that kind of stuff.
So drop twos, okay, I like it. I mean, obviously, I think I use some of those myself, but I never really knew that that's what they were called.
Yeah.
So how do we find those chords? Like, for example, if we're same key, we're playing in the same key. So I'm just trying to, like, how do we know? Like, oh, like for example, if I'm gonna go to the 6, should I use a drop 2? If I'm gonna go to the 4, should I? Where do those fit or what?
I think that's a lot of times, because if you understand the concept, a lot of time it's just gonna be what sounds good to you, because you can use it anywhere, but it doesn't mean that it'll sound good. For example, like if I'm in D and I'm resolving to the 1, I could do something like that would be a drop 2 voicing, right, for jazz. But if you don't like how it sounds in that context, like if it doesn't require a 7 chord, it requires more of an open chord, I feel like that's more of a like a ear thing or like a feel thing. There's not really a theory behind this is where you use this specific voicing. But a lot of times I notice that the musicians that I hear are not using it to land somewhere as much as they're using it to go somewhere. So if I'm using a song like Waymaker, like say if I'm in B flat and I want to go somewhere, I would kind of do something like, so I'm on the regular progression, the 5, and I want to land somewhere, and then I landed on my chord. Instead of doing right to the 1, instead of doing like an actual like with the bass player, you could do it, but I feel like I've noticed a lot of musicians. I think Alan Merville is a really good example. He does a lot of drop 2 voicings to go somewhere, not just to land there. So I think if I were to explain it in some way, I would explain it that way.
Well, to end the video, this is gonna be a short video, but again, this is some good information. Just keep playing, if you don't mind. Just keep playing there on that Waymaker stuff, and then just okay. Maybe implement everything that we went over, and then we can close out the video that way, I guess.
All right. So.
To cut the video off, that's all sounding great. You did something before going to the 4 here, and this is not part of the lesson, but I heard something there.
The minor 6. So
you got to give me a little bit more than that.
So the minor 6.
What was that? It sounded.
So a lot of times we're used to going to the 4 by using like the 1 dominant. Like I think we all grew up with like.
I didn't grow up with that, but I'm sorry, I didn't grow up with none of that.
But you hear a lot of that that progression, like that.
So we all grew up with this chord.
So that 5-1-4 progression. But in worship, just to make it more subtle, you hear literally Eddie Brown, Mike Brill, Bart Orr use a minor 6 to go to the 4 because it's including the same note. So let me just show it, and then I'll demonstrate and break it down. Yeah. So the 1 chord or dominant chord will be including the 1, 3, the flat 7. And that's what's making that unique sound, that tritone. So by replacing the 1 and making it the 5, now you have the 1, the 6, and that's the minor. So it's a minor 6 chord. So again, you have the 1, the minor 3rd, and the 6. To create that passing minor 6 to go to the 4. Now to kind of spread it out or to make it a little like fuller, I'm hitting the 5, then I hit the tritone, the minor 6 and the minor 3rd before I go to the.
Let me see. So play it again, like how you're,
So-
like how you played it all. Not just the chord, but like the whole progression, I guess.
4, 2.
That sounds nice. One more time. Just give it one more time right there.
If you want another,
City key dee da.
yeah. And if you want another inversion of it, just so you have like different options, it would be the minor third. You have the 6, and then you have the one on top.
That sounds good too, but honestly, the other one takes it. That was a...
But like it's a reach, so if someone doesn't have
Boy,
that.
look at these big hands. We just gotta get some. He knows what I'm gonna say, guys. I mean,
Oh my god.
we're gonna end it on this note, guys.
Hold on. Like, let me interrupt you. I want to actually say on melodies, you don't always have to do melodies on top. Like if you notice on this progression, I follow the melody on the left hand. That's it.
Dude, I can't do those chords. I need to give me a thumb just like yours, guys. Hey, that was a free 99. That was not supposed to be in the video, but we just took it there. We talked about everything. Guys, there's a bunch of new content coming your way. We got drums, bass, violin, acoustic guitar. We got more of this stuff coming. Breakdowns. We got hey, what is that little MIDI? You said earlier something's gonna happen where if they don't like the key that he played in, which he can play in all the keys, but let's say he broke a video down in some key that you're not comfortable with or you don't like, you'll be able to get the little MIDI thing and change it to whatever key. What is that called?
It's just a MIDI file like for the key, so you can download it into the program. We'll have all the links, but you can download it and you can switch the key, you can switch the speed on it.
And that's coming soon, or are we already?
I'm recording it right now, so.
Oh Lord! All right, well, man, thanks. That was cool. I was not expecting that. I forgot what it was called. The minor 6 that you threw on her. That took us for a little ride. But anyway, guys, share, subscribe, and we got a lot more content coming your way.